Welcome to the final round of preliminary competition in the new PBA League. 8 5-man teams featuring the world's best bowlers, with each team owned by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. Today, which team will grab the 4th and final spot in the PBA League Championship Finals? Will it be Kevin Hart's Philadelphia Hitmen, Terrell Owens' Dallas Strikers, or Chris Hardwick's Silver Lake Adams Splitters? Those 3 teams will throw down here in Detroit's Thunderbowl lanes, along with Billie Jean King's New York City WTT Kingpins, Chris Paul's LAX, Jerome Bettis' Motown Muscle, Jesse Williams' Brooklyn Styles, and Lamar Woodley's Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. Which 4 teams will make the trip to Indianapolis to compete for the season-ending Elias Cup? Find out next. Welcome to Thunderbowl lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, in the final PBA League event before April's League Championship. The League Clash starts us off today. That will give teams one final shot to make the stepladder final. Then we'll bowl that stepladder to finalize which teams will move on to Indianapolis and the League Championship in 2 weeks. Finally today, an epic singles battle as Player of the Year Sean Rash takes on the red-hot Scott Norton in the Earl Anthony Players Championship. Now, right now, here are the PBA League standings. The top 3 teams guaranteed to be in the finals. The 4th, 5th, and 6th place teams are in the hunt for the 4th and final spot in the finals, Randy.
And NYC Kingpins have guaranteed themselves the top spot no matter where they finish today. And that's by virtue of having the highest average through qualifying. Now, there are a couple of teams that are going to play the spoiler role. That's LAX and the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. They have been mathematically eliminated.
Here are the points available for today's event. First place worth 12. Second, 8, 6, and 5 for the stepladder finalists. All right, for the Clash roster, upcoming 11 players will be on the lanes. The Adams Splitters with 4 very important bowlers. The Jackrabbits with 3, and then on 2, 1, and 1. It is a big day for Chris Barnes and his Silver Lake Adams Splitters. Barnes earlier talked with our sideline reporter JT Action Jackson.
So Chris, this match is very important right now, and you have 4 players on your team, so you really have to make something happen. How do you feel about going into this match?
Well, we know the pressure's on us for sure. We have to, not only do we have to make it out of this roll-off, but we have to win the whole thing to make it to the final round. So we're in the best position we can be considering we're in the roll-off. We will get more practice than the other guys do, so we should be lined up. If we can survive this, we haven't used up a whole lot so far. We're ready for this.
So Barnes has his best shot to get his team on today's stepladder. 11 bowlers from 5 teams that did not make the stepladder. They'll be in this clash. Each throw 1 ball per frame. Low count and ties eliminated until one player has earned their team the bottom rung of today's stepladder. The first bowler on the lanes from the Brooklyn Styles is Ryan Simonelli, big, hard-throwing left-hander. And he will set the bar for the other 10 bowlers. A 9 count for Simonelli.
Well, not so bad as we've seen in the past. Lon, 9 usually get you through the first round.
All these teams in this clash trying to get a spot against the Motown Muscle, the number 3 seed. LAX already in there as the number 2 seed. The Dallas Strikers, the top seed in today's league event. So we've got 3 teams on the stepladder, earned their way during the week of qualifying, and now the 4th team will come from one of these clash participants. John Serbinsky with the strike. Serbinsky, no stranger to throwing the strike here at Thunderbowl. And so technically Ryan Simonelli on the bubble as the low count after the first 2. And that 9 bubble count is dangerous for a lot of players. It's very easy to throw 9. You could lose a lot of players if the number is 9 on the bubble. Martin Larson from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits with 9. That brings Dom Barrett to the lane. Silver Lake with the first of their 4 players in this clash. Barrett comes through with the strike.
Silver Lake pinning all their hopes on 4 of their 5 players to get them into the stepladder finals and give themselves a shot at going to Indy.
This is Thomas Larson from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. Thomas from Denmark. Glad you're here to watch us. This is exciting action today. I'm Lon McCarron along with Randy Peterson, and Larson comes through with a strike of his own. So 2 players on the bubble with 9 counts, Martin Larson and Ryan Simonelli.
Lots of international sizzle in this clash match.
Another Brit, Stuart Williams on the Atom Splitters. Will it come back? It came back just fine.
That's Stewie Williams, man. It's going to come back. He put the good stuff on that shot there. That ball just wheeled back.
Representing the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, PA, Patrick Allen.
Pittsburgh with the last of their 3 bowlers in this clash. A look at Patrick Allen from Wesley Chapel, Florida, 42 years old. He has 13 titles, including 2 majors. Oh boy, got a break, got that 10 pin to fall.
Nice seeing some new faces on the telecast as well.
Patrick Allen have not seen so far this season.
Up comes Mika Koivuniemi now for the Philadelphia Hitmen, the only other team in this clash besides the Atom Splitters, who has a chance to go on to the league championship in Indianapolis. Again, either of those teams would have to win this clash and then go on to run the stepladder to make that happen.
Mika got the kick. Yeah, and an instant replay right there from Mika.
A little love tap on the 10 here as the 6 goes to the sidewall. Catches just enough of the 10 pin.
Clash. All right, Josh Blanchard from the Silver Lake Atom Splitters. Mika is much more of a character than I think people around the world give him credit for.
He's a very funny human.
3 players on the bubble right now: Patrick Allen, Martin Larson, Ryan Simonelli with a 9, and this man just helped those 3 out. Blanchard throwing the 7 count.
Well, every shot in bowling makes somebody happy, and this time it's not going to be Josh Blanchard. Whiffs the head pin, leaving 3 standing.
So Blanchard, the man on the bubble, as Sean Rash, the franchise player from the Brooklyn Styles, steps up. And we'll see him in a singles championship later. He and Scott Norton will be battling for the Earl Anthony Classic Trophy. That should be a good one at the latter part of this telecast. So stick around through this clash, through the PBA League stepladder, and then we'll have the singles final. Here's Chris Barnes, franchise player for the Atom Splitters, the last man in this clash.
And with that strike, we'll say goodbye and good luck to Josh Blanchard, Barnes' teammate on the Atom Splitters, but that team's hopes still very much alive with 3 players remaining. The clash continues when we return. The PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. The USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. Track, evolutionary, revolutionary. And by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Welcome back to the PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship. We're a little over 10 miles from downtown Detroit here at Thunderbowl Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. While we were gone, Ryan Simonelli stepped up for the Brooklyn Styles in round 2 of today's clash. He would leave the 6-pin to start things off with a 9 as the number to beat. Strikes from Zerbinski and Martin Larson would follow Simonelli, and then it was Dom Barrett's turn. The 6-pin left standing again. That tied him with Simonelli as the low men on the totem pole in round 2. Fast forward to Simonelli's Brooklyn Styles teammate Sean Rash, who had to strike to stay in, but left the 10, which meant that he and Simonelli, the only Brooklyn Styles in this clash, were eliminated, as well as Dom Barrett, who joined fellow Adams splitter Josh Blanchard on the sidelines. So 7 remain as we begin round 3.
A lot more room on those benches now.
And that is just fine with Chris Barnes and the Adams splitters as they keep their hopes alive for getting on today's step ladder and then a chance to win maximum points. John Zerbinski now sets the bar as high as it will go with his 3rd strike in a row. Martin Larson. Jackrabbits looking for a step ladder.
Nice shot there, Mr. Larson.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He wasn't talking to you.
Oh. Now his son's getting ready to bowl.
Thomas Larson, no relation, but on the same team.
Boy, this guy's just throwing 10 back every shot. Nice shot there, Thomas.
Just 2 players left for Silver Lake now. And all strikes in front of Williams.
Oh. Stuart Williams looking for a little help now. Right over 4th arrow out to about the 10th board and back, and he was expecting a little bit better result.
So Williams now sits on the bubble as Patrick Allen steps up to strike and keep the heat on Stu Williams.
Well, you can see Patrick Allen just doesn't have the same kind of leverage that he used to have because of that bad knee. A nice result in tripping the 6 and the 10 late.
All the hopes of the Philadelphia Hitmen on this man, Mika Koivuniemi, their only representative in the clash, their only hope to get to Indianapolis. I say if your hopes were pinned on one man, why not put them on Mika?
Yeah, not a bad guy to have up at the plate, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases loaded.
Well, now Barnes in the interesting position where either he goes or his teammate goes.
Yeah, in his mind, his teammate's going.
Yeah. A strike would eliminate his teammate Stu Williams. A 9 and Silver Lake is out of the competition with no chance to go to Indianapolis. Ooh, Barnes got them all. And he is the lone representative from the Adams splitters left.
That was a big shot there because both could have gotten eliminated if Barnes doesn't strike. And it keeps their hopes alive.
John Zerbinski now.
Oh, no.
He'll
Really?
take it. He'll take it. 4 in a row for John.
Nice kid. He's done some great bowling here. He's got a bright future in professional bowling. Big kid, strong. Got good stuff on the bowling ball. A good result.
So with 6 players remaining in the clash, Zerbinski throws a strike. And that leadoff spot. Now Martin Larson matches Zerbinski strike for strike. Now Thomas Larson from Pittsburgh.
I don't think Thomas has missed either, has he?
He is not.
Both Thomas Larson and Martin Larson, as well as Patrick Allen, are members of the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, owned by Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Lamar Woodley, who was part of the Steelers team that brought home Super Bowl 43 back in 2009.
Patrick Allen now.
A little bit different motion that we're used to seeing from Patrick Allen. He picks the ball off the rack, he puts his hand in it, and he just never stops.
Patrick Allen keeps all three of the Jackrabbits involved in this clash. All strikes so far leading up to Mika Koivuniemi. You got to be perfect to stick around this clash. And the Jackrabbits with three players here looking so strong, yet already mathematically eliminated from going to the league finals in Indianapolis. The last place team in all the standings. Where have they been with performances like this? Barnes now. And again for Barnes, it's strike or be done. Strike or season over for the Silver Lake Atom Splitters. Is Barnes up to the task? Indeed he is.
Double O.
So strikes all around in round 4 of the clash, and both of the teams with a chance at league championship play are still alive. Who will make it to the stepladder final? The clash continues after this. Welcome back to the PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship here in the Detroit area at Thunderbowl Lanes. I'm Lon McCarron along with Randy Peterson and JT Action Jackson. We're down to the final 5 here in the clash. The name of the game, survival. After everybody struck in round 4, we're set to begin round 5 with John Zerbinski representing the New York City WTT Kingpins, once again starting things off.
Zerbinski has struck every time in this PBA League clash, but not this time in the 5th.
The last couple of rounds, 9 has not been good enough to make it through. Deep inside line, right around the 22nd board, and flat 10.
Martin Larson now.
Oh my.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Hang on, Martin. How about a swift kick to the stomach? Because that's what it's like leaving a stone 8. I should know.
All right, so a couple of 9s out of the box for Zerbinski and Larson now. On to Thomas Larson. Where did that one come from? 4 strikes and then a quick release.
Yeah, whiffs the head pin. Just wide right, missed it off his hand and got it way too far outside his target. Gets 6. Now watch this. He's going to get set up on the approach. He's going to put his hand in. As soon as his hand's in the ball, he's going.
He was going before his hand was in the ball, I think.
The reason why he does that is it just helps him with rhythm.
You need a little trigger before you perform.
He's not in a stagnant position. He's continually moving. It's like a waggle in golf.
So Thomas Larson has made it easy on the rest of the field with his 6 count. Mika and Chris Barnes, the only ones left in this 5th frame to bowl in this PBA League clash. Mika almost joined Larson.
You know, timing is everything in this clash
Yeah.
portion of this tournament as well.
There's young Thomas Larson, man on the bubble. Chris Barnes now will try to make it official and lose one more player from this clash. Nice ball from Chris. Nothing but strikes from that man. And there you go. Thomas Larson from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits knocked out of the clash. Jackrabbits still have Martin Larson and Patrick Allen. Once again, John Zerbinski now.
Eh.
9 again.
He was running out that 10-pin.
He knows 9 may not be good enough with this crowd.
Boy, is he throwing it really, really good.
One time, PA.
I mean, every ball just seems to be high flush out of Martin Larson's hand. A great bowler.
Heard Larson say, we'll get him PA. That's Patrick Allen, his teammate on the Jackrabbits. He's walking before he gets his hand on the ball. He's walking off the lane before he hits the strike. The man's in a hurry.
He's just trying to fight through the pain.
Mika Koivu-Niemi keeping the hitman of Philadelphia's hopes alive. Because once he is out of the clash, if indeed he does go out, their PBA League season will be over. And it's going to happen for either Mika or Chris Barnes. They can't both move through to the stepladder.
And with those two in this competition, we could be here for a while.
Zabinski, the man on the bubble, threw a 9 out of the gate here in the 6th frame. Barnes comes through, makes the field that much shorter with his 6th strike in a row, and John Zerbinski will take a seat on the outside looking in.
Martin Larson. And he does not like it, and with good reason. He leaves the 3-6-10. It's going to be tough to stay around with a 7 next to his name.
Well,
Jackrabbits with 2 players left. So Larson and this man, Patrick Allen. Also Mika Koivu-Niemi of the Philadelphia Hitmen, and Chris Barnes from the Silver Lake Adams Splitters.
The only lefty left in this shootout. He's got the whole left side of the lane to himself. Doesn't have to worry about the transition. All he has to worry about is finding a way to slide to the foul line without hurting himself or injuring that tender right knee even further.
Extra heat on this man, Mika and his Philadelphia Hitmen, and Chris Barnes from the Adams Splitters. When one of them is knocked out of the clash, their team will be knocked out of the running for going to the championships in Indianapolis, and an 8 count.
Wow.
Nearly got Mika into trouble there.
Well, he had 6. There were 6 up for a split second, and then the 9 and the 10 go late. That could have been the end of Philadelphia's chances. Right through the nose, 3, 6, 9, 10 standing, 9, 10 goes late. What a huge, huge break for Mika Koivu-Niemi.
And now the man at the bottom of this clash, the executioner, Chris Barnes can knock another player out with 8 or better. He continues to strike, and he knocks out Martin Larson of Pittsburgh. So we're down to just 3 in our PBA League clash now. Patrick Allen of Pittsburgh, the high man of the totem pole, will go first here. He has struck 6 in a row. This one doesn't sound good from him. Off the hand, he didn't think it was good, and he does leave the 10.
I think that's probably more than he thought he was going to get. As soon as he lets it go, you could hear him make a comment. It was definitely inside of target, but it was still good enough to strike.
But did not. Just a 9 count. Mika with the big strike.
And Mika really good on that lane. He's gone through the nose twice in a row on the left lane. He's going to have to make a big adjustment the next time he's up.
Barnes now, and he's done nothing but throw strikes through the first 7 frames of this league clash. With a strike would knock out Patrick Allen. And that'll do it. Another strike for Barnes. Patrick Allen is eliminated, and now only 2 remain in this PBA League clash. Mika Koivuniemi and Chris Barnes from the 2 teams that had the most to win in this clash.
These 2 are roommates on tour. I feel like I'm having deja vu watching this.
Indeed, just a few months ago, these 2 squared off in the World Bowling Tour Men's Finals. Koivuniemi, the defending champion there. But this year, it was all Chris Barnes who put together a 6-bagger, striking out for 244 to Koivuniemi's 228.
So both of these teams with a chance to get on today's step ladder, with a chance to earn their way into the league final step ladder in Indianapolis. So these throws are huge. Mika with Barnes looking on. Mika to set the tone, and that is a crushing blow for Koivuniemi and the Hitmen.
That's unbelievable. 3 shots in a row on that lane, all go high. Can't even fathom what Mika was thinking on that lane. It's almost like he was afraid to throw it to the right for fear it wouldn't get back, and he tried to go too direct, and it just never held line.
That could be the end of Philadelphia's PBA League season. Eight or better, and Barnes is through.
Oh, my.
He made it interesting, but 8 is good enough. The Silver Lake Adams Splitters are still alive in the PBA League. The Philadelphia had been gone.
Nathan Bohr, one of Chris Barnes' teammates, got a backpack on. It's like he was already packed up and ready to go.
All right, so Barnes brings his Silver Lake Adams Splitters through this clash, and they will be in our first match, taking on the Motown Muscle here at Thunderbowl lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. Come on back. It's going to be a good one. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes in the PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship from Allen Park, Michigan. After that exciting clash, we have our 4 players for today's stepladder final. Motown Muscle taking on the 4th seed, the wild card, Silver Lake Adams Splitters. And then you see the number 2 seed LAX and the Dallas Strikers on top right now. Now, when we started the show, there were 3 PBA League teams that had a chance to grab that 4th and last spot in the league championship finals. After the clash, we're down to just 2 teams. It is either the Dallas Strikers or Chris Barnes' Silver Lake Atom Splitters.
Easy for you to say. Chris Barnes has given his team extended play, but a lot still has to happen for the Atom Splitters to make it to Indianapolis. Now, even though the board says that the Hitmen are ahead of the Atom Splitters, the Hitmen can no longer earn points. The Atom Splitters are guaranteed at least 5 points. The Dallas Strikers are the number 1 seed here in the stepladder finals. They're guaranteed 8 points. It comes down to this, Lon. The Atom Splitters have to win the next 3 matches to earn a trip to Indianapolis.
Sounds complicated, but it's cut and dried. If you're an Atom Splitters fan, they got to win the rest of this step ladder. All right, so they are in the next match against the Motown Muscle. Here's a look at Motown's roster.
Ronnie Russell will lead off, followed by Jesse Buss, Tom Smallwood, Mike Scroggins, and their franchise player, Mike Fagan. And there's the Muscles team owner, the Bus, Jerome Bettis. Another Pittsburgh Steeler with a Super Bowl ring, but Bettis won his against the Seattle Seahawks right here in his hometown of Detroit in 2006. Bettis would retire after that victory, ranked 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards, and Jerome taking a keen interest in his Muscle team here today as Ronnie Russell starts things off. Wow. Oh, can he get it? This just in.
I just want someone on our team who starts off with 7-10 every game.
Well, a nice little break to start this match here for Ronnie Russell as he trips to 10 late, avoiding the pocket 7-10 split. Motown has locked themselves into the league finals in Indianapolis, but now for them it's just a matter of if they're going to be the number 3 or the number 2 seed.
Ronnie didn't hurt himself, did he?
Leading off for the Silver Lake Atom Splitters.
All right, Silver Lake Atom Splitters still with a chance to make it to Indianapolis and the league championship. They'll start out with Stu Williams, Nathan Bohr. Up next, Josh Blanchard, Dom Barrett, and franchise player Chris Barnes. Silver Lake Atom Splitters owned by Chris Hardwick, son of PBA Hall of Famer Billy Hardwick. You know, I haven't seen him enough to get used to it. I always thinking that ball, there's no way that ball's coming back.
Bazinga!
I'm just enjoying the show, Lon.
Bazinga! Come on.
Stuart Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
Bazinga Man. Jesse Buss now from the Motown Muscle. 28-year-old. Looking to make a name. Yeah, he got the strike there. Picking up Ronnie Russell, who threw the spare in the first.
And there's one Bus giving another Bus a high five.
Nathan Bohr now, the Atom Splitters. A lot of pressure on this team with every throw. They are the ones right now. They're the team on the outside looking in, trying to make the PBA League Finals in Indianapolis, earn that 4th rung on the championship step ladder. And Bohr is up to the task. Silver Lake with the double.
Good start.
Pulling third for your Motown Muscle, Tom Smallwood.
Tom Smallwood up next, Saginaw, Michigan. Fans love him here.
Very interesting way that Tom Smallwood puts his hand in the ball. And notice that his thumb's not all the way in it. He's going to cup that ball on his wrist.
Who left? This left and it's here somewhere.
I think he likes this one out of his hand, but it just breaks loose. Right about there. Avoiding the big split, could have been a big 4. Instead, it's just the little 2, the 6'10".
Muscle down by 10, trying to convert the spare here in the third. Motown Muscle, the number 2 seed overall after all PBA League events leading into the championship. And they could theoretically tie the Kingpins, as you mentioned earlier, Randy, for most points when this one's said and done, but the Kingpins own the tiebreaker advantage. So they will be the number 1 seed, Muscle number 2 going into Indy. Josh Blanchard. Oh, Blanchard needed some late help, and he got it. That's a 3-bagger for the Atom Splitters.
And Josh Blanchard had the highest average for his team throughout the Earl Anthony Players Championship qualifier. Hit him thin and watch him spin. I think Nelson Burton Jr. used to say that. And I guarantee you he's watching.
Still loves bowling. Mike Scroggins now, the 4th man in this Motown Muscle lineup.
Yeah!
Pretty ball.
I'll tell you what, Scroggy has flexed a lot of muscles here in Allentown. Thunderbowl and Mike Scroggins are synonymous with striking.
Dom Barrett now for the Adams Splitters, trying to keep them perfect. He might. Oh!
Guarantee a franchise player Chris Barnes was trying to pull the string on that 10-pin.
So the first spare after 3 straight strikes. Mike Fagan now. Fagan, the anchor man on this Muscle team. We'll be seeing them in Indianapolis. And there you go. Fagan leading his team as a great leader does, by example. Now the franchise player, Chris Barnes, who won the PBA League Clash. It came down to heads up with Mika Koivu-Niemi. It was Mika who blinked. And Chris Barnes is still hot. The Adams Splitters trying to make their way to Indianapolis in the league championship, up by 9 halfway through match number 1 against the Motown Muscle. A lot on the line here at Thunderbowl. The PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Storm, bowlers serving bowlers. Storm is the bowlers company. Columbia 300, Columbia bowls the world over. And by Roto Grip, defying them all with performance and value made simple. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes, the PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship. The Motown Muscle down by 9 halfway through their match with the Silver Lake Adams Splitters. And NFL great Jerome Bettis still here supporting his team, who, win or lose, are guaranteed a spot in the league championship in 2 weeks in Indianapolis. And at this point, the worst they can be seated there is number 2 behind the New York City WTT Kingpins. So the teams have switched lanes. Ronnie Russell will throw first for the Muscle on the right lane. And Russell leaves the 4-7.
Where'd that come from? 2-pin 3 times.
Welcome to the right lane, Ronnie.
Nice TV weight.
How many times have we seen this in the team competition where the teams change lanes and one team or the other struggles to get lined up?
Ronnie Russell struggled with that spare conversion. Stu Williams. Muscle looking for a way to eliminate the pesky atom splitters.
I just want to see Stewart strike again so I could see some type of react.
I'm waiting for it. I'm sure he'll bring it. Spark plug leadoff man of this team.
Yeah, baby! Come on! Very nice. Down. Come on.
Well, just another great shot by Stuart Williams, but quite honestly, I was a little disappointed in the react. I thought we were going to get a little bit more.
I mean, it means a little more deeper in the match, right? I want him to bring something different every time he throws a strike. I know it's a lot to ask, but I think Williams is up to it. Jesse Buss with the strike. Williams and the rest of his team having a ball. Nathan Bohr now. The Atom Splitters with the 21-pin advantage. On the outside looking in, they've made today's stepladder. Can they make the league championship stepladder in Indianapolis? They have to win every match today to do that, to even have a chance. Nathan Bohr.
31-pin lead now, and Motown Muscle's running out of frames. Just right a third arrow, peels back, dead flush perfect.
Got a good brain trust there, and if they can read the lanes, and if you've got players who can pinpoint their ball, tough to beat. Smallwood, tough to beat here. Josh Blanchard now from Silver Lake. They're working on a three-bagger. All strikes except for Dom Barrett in the fourth for Silver Lake. That's why they have a 21-pin advantage. Or when you get team momentum rolling in any sport, it is difficult for the opponents to overcome.
Lead back up to 31. Max score for the Muscle, 248. Max score for the Atom Splitters, 279.
Scroggins now. He struck in his fourth. Here in the ninth.
Oh.
Could have been worse.
And the Atom Splitters are moving that much closer to earning a berth into the Final Four of the League Championship Series in Indianapolis. Next, they'll take on the LAX.
Well, Barrett, the only player on this Atom Splitters team in this match that has not struck. Williams, Bohr, and Blanchard have all struck twice. 9 spare for Barrett. Is he caught up in the strike wave that Silver Lake is throwing right now? Yes, he is!
What a great shot by Dom Barrett.
It That's key when you have an opportunity to really put a hurt on your opponent and to be able to come through in a big way with all your teammates looking down. And that's what Barrett just did. Mike Fagan with a tall order here, Randy. That's a start in the 10th.
Yeah, they can only muster 226, and unfortunately that's not going to be enough.
Thanks.
They
We
do
still
still
rolling
go
or
to
no?
Indy, though. Let's not forget that. And they will be the number 2 seed.
And as we've talked about, Fagan
wanna challenge
built this
myself.
team around this center, around Thunderbowl lanes. A lot of guys are familiar with it, who have bowled well with it. And now they move on to another lane, and who knows if it backfires or they take the momentum with them.
Another center, another city, another state. I'm not sure that Mike Fagan thought far enough ahead, but nonetheless, he did a great job putting a good team together here, and they got the number 2 seed.
Well, you gotta get by step 1 to even have a shot at step 2, and Fagan has done a good job putting this team together, earning a spot on the championship step ladder finals. Barnes opens the 10th with a strike, and his Atom Splitters will come back to take on LAX. A battle of West Coast teams here. PBA League action coming your way from Thunderbowl lanes. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, and our final regular season PBA League stepladder competition. We're into the second match now as the Atom Splitters defeat the third-seeded Motown Muscle 279-215 to take on their crosstown rival, LAX. Silver Lake and LAX, and here are the current standings right now. Motown has clinched second place in the league championship with their 38 points. And now the Silver Lake Atom Splitters looking to move through to Indianapolis. They must win the next 2 matches to earn a berth in the Elias Cup in Indianapolis. And they've got the chops to do it, Randy.
Well, they're just another step closer, but 2 very strong teams that they have to get by to get there.
And you're looking at the next one, the LAX. 3 title winners from this season on this stacked team: Andres Gomez, Jason Belmonte, and Parker Bone III. The LAX, of course, owned by 6-time NBA All-Star point guard Chris Paul of the LA Clippers, who is an avid bowler and the host of the annual Chris Paul PBA League All-Stars event.
First time we've seen LAX in a step ladder in our PBA League competition. Big Wes Malott with a ball that he would like to have back, maybe.
Well, you don't see this a lot, especially from a guy like Wes Malott, who has a lot of power, but this ball comes in just a little bit light, and normally you would see him kind of mix that around, and that kind of leave there is just kind of a head scratcher.
We've seen matchups of New York teams. Now it's time for some left coast love. Second-seeded LAX taking on Silver Lake. Silver Lake, a neighborhood in Los Angeles. Stu Williams. Every ball that the Atom Splitters throw, so important, Randy, in their hopes to get to Indianapolis.
Now that's team unity. Everybody holding hands above the fan. That's what teamwork is all about, Lon.
I think they're going for the fan.
Oh, whatever.
He's their spark plug.
Good pitch. Great shot.
Look at him. He's in the zone.
They have to stay in the zone to have any hope. Now Andres Gomez.
We mentioned that Andres Gomez won a PBA singles title already this season. Gomez was the defending champion in the Carmen Salvino Classic, and he would take home his second victory in that tournament with authority. Andres threw 6 straight strikes to kick off that match, eliminating any threat from challenger DJ Archer. The final score, 246 to 197.
Good ball from Gomez. He's from Colombia, now lives in Florida. Back now to the Adams Splitters as they go for the double. Nathan Bohr, 2 strikes in match number 1. Bohr from Wichita, Kansas, bowled at Wichita State. Won a national title in '03 with that college team. Reaching quickly for the spare ball. He didn't need it in the last match.
Bohr looking to double up, leaves a 4-pin, and got the momentum going. They have a really good idea of how the lanes are breaking down, both left and right lane, a little bit of an advantage coming in to this match against LAX. Let's remind everybody their only chance of making it to Indianapolis in the league finals is getting to the title match and beating the Dallas Strikers.
Dave Wadka from Henderson, Nevada, 41 years old. Guy we had not seen in our league competition.
It's a Dave Wadka sighting.
Yeah, it is. Rare indeed lately.
Dave bowled on tour for a lot of years and then left the tour and started to work for a bowling ball manufacturer. Still does quite a bit of bowling, though, obviously. Competed at this season's World Series of Bowling.
It says a lot for him to have been chosen by one of the PBA League teams. They certainly understand his strength as a bowler. Jason Belmonte does, the franchise player for LAX. Watka cleans up now, hands it off to Silver Lake's Josh Blanchard. Oh, wow, it went from ugly to X.
Well, never hurts to get a little luck on your side, especially when you're trying to climb the step ladder. He posts that shot up nicely and then trips the big 4 late. I think his team kind of liked that one.
USBC Masters champion Jason Belmonte now for the LAX.
Couldn't get that double-fisted delivery to knock the 7 down.
Here's what the Masters champ had to say about team bowling.
It's fun to be individually, have a bragging rights when individually, but it's so much easier to talk trash when you're in a team environment because you know you've got 5 mates behind you who are willing to stand up for you as well. When you're on your own, you're on your own. You know, you can't really talk trash to Wes Malott when you're looking up at him. But when he's standing behind you, it's a lot easier to say something to someone else over there.
And Belmo cleans up the 7-pin.
Certainly expected that one to hook a little bit more than that.
Don Barrett now from the Adams Splitters. He went 9 spare strike for his team, and they are winning match 1.
I want you to watch this effortless power. This is a really easy-looking, simple delivery, but man, does he explode on it at the bottom of the swing.
Barrett just beginning to come into his own on the PBA League.
Oh, that's so bad.
And that's not a typical Don Barrett shot. He's trying to go straighter with it. He stayed in the ball way too long, and it was just a dead pull left. See how he's trying to go for a little bit more loft, but release point was just way too far out in front.
You tried to set the guy up. You're trying to do good things for him, Randy. I know it.
You saying that I just gave him the kiss of death?
You know how to read through the lines. Barrett converts, so still a one-pin match in favor of Silver Lake at the moment. And our two anchor bowlers coming up. Parker Bone III for LAX from Jackson, New Jersey. 33 tour titles, win a major this season for the 49-year-old. He's still got it.
He's such a nice guy. It's kind of hard to put him and his strike music together on the same page. Bad to the Bone and Parker Bone. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a bad bowler. He's bad. When it comes to bowling, he's bad. But just too nice.
He's a nice bat. Chris Barnes now, franchise player for the Adams Splitters. He has been so solid. Did that come back?
No. That one was right of Rush Limbaugh, and there's no chance of that one getting back. This one's just way too far right, and there's not enough friction to get that one back unless he threw it about half that speed.
Well, now Barnes trying to clean up. That's one way to attack it. Barnes with the spare conversion, and it is a one-pin match here at Thunderbowl Lanes. The Silver Lake Adams Splitters trying to climb through the bracket on to Indianapolis.
This is Chris Hardwick, owner of the Adams Splitters. You are the Adams Splitters. That means I own you. So you'll be fine. Whatever happens out there, let's just have fun. But it'd be really great if you won. That would be the most fun.
Well, they are winning so far, Chris. And it is great to have Chris as one of the PBA team owners and son, of course, of PBA Hall of Famer Billy Hardwick, named after Chris Schenkel. I can only hope somebody will be named Lon someday down the line. Founder of Nerdist.com, writes for Wired magazine. And, of course, Chris Hardwick, Mandroid. Nice stand-up special. He's a funny guy.
I know a Lon. Lon Moore. You heard of him?
Yeah, thank you very much. Second match, the Adams Splitters down by one right now after the first 5 frames. And the two teams now have swapped lanes and will start from their leadoff man, Wes Malott for LAX. Spare in the first, but on the other lane. Adams Splitters must win to have any chance to go to Indianapolis. They must win here. They must win.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, not
the championship match.
Malott with a shaker 5 in the frame 1, and now the half 10 in frame 6. Look out.
He got it.
Hey, I didn't mean that lawnmower thing.
No, yeah, that was like the first time I've heard that in the last 2 minutes.
Really?
Stu Williams now.
How about this guy? He's been rock solid.
Isn't that true? He has kept this Adams Splitters team fired up.
I think he said he threw it in the rough.
I thought that's what he said. Wow. From England, sometimes tough to tell with the accent.
That ball came all the way back from Scotland.
Nice.
Great react. He's such a fun guy.
LAX on top by 1. Gomez.
Nice.
Gomez with the strike. Extra Frame, the PBA's online video subscription service, is your best source to catch all the action in this week's PBA Tournament of Champions. Extra Frame will cover all the qualifying and match play rounds live in the season's 3rd major. So don't miss any of the competition. Head to PBA.com and click on the Extra Frame link for more information. Back to the Atom Splitters now. Still trailing by 1 here in the 7th. This is Nathan Bohr, 32-year-old, 26th pick overall in the draft.
Yeah, just a bad shot left to target. He could have used a strike here, doubled up and taken the lead, but instead goes through the nose and lucky to avoid a big split, just leaving the 3-6. Oh, almost a chopper.
Now it's time for his team to pick him up. The lane goes back now to LAX. Dave Watka. Eighth frame. LAX up by 1.
Well, that was a good miss. Another half 10 for Watka, but as long as he converts the 10 pin, no damage done, they'll still maintain a 1-pin lead. Look out.
Oh! Watka misses the 10 pin for the open frame, and suddenly the Atom Splitters are ahead by 11.
Well, this is exactly what the Silver Lake team needed. Watka can't believe it. Looks down at the approach.
The LAX team already mathematically eliminated from going to the Indianapolis finals, but they were doing a good job of being the spoiler team. And there's the strike for Josh Blanchard and the Atom Splitters, and that's a great way to follow that open frame from LAX.
That dude has struck a lot on the Earl Anthony pattern. 40 feet in length. Josh Blanchard has lived in the pocket. Big help for his team.
Let's go.
So the Atom Splitters catch a break. Blanchard takes advantage. Now on Jason Belmonte of LAX. Jason with the big ball in the 9th.
Well, that gives his team a possible 207 if Parker can strike out. Silver Lake right now at 198, working on a strike in the 8th frame with Dom Barrett coming up. Last time Dom threw a shot in the 4th frame, it was very suspect. He went high through the nose, threw a bad shot. See if he can figure out what he did wrong and make a good one here and double up.
LAX down by 11. Atom Splitters looking to move through into this match number 4.
Oh,
boy, that could have been much worse.
Oh, almost a 4-9. 9 goes late.
Around there somewhere.
Now they can shuffle through the right spare ball for Dom. He's found it, but watch this. 9 pin, last to go down, almost a 4-9. This match is getting very close now. Imagine Watka would have converted in the 8th frame, we would be tied.
Tom Barrett with just the slimmest piece.
Here's a bevel, right? They go straight? Awesome. They go straight, right? Yeah. I'll move 3.
All right, so here's how we stand with the 10th frame upcoming. The Atom Splitters' only hope to move through is to win this match. LAX now with their anchor man, Parker Bone III.
Parker's got to strike out. If he strikes out, Barnes has to strike out to win by 1.
Step 1 completed for Parker.
One more time now. Come on.
No matter what Parker Bone III does here in the 10th frame, he can't shut out Chris Barnes and his team. But he could sure put a lot of pressure on him.
There is Chris Barnes still to bowl his 10th frame for the Atom Splitters. Their season on his shoulders when he gets his opportunity. Count on Parker Bone to put some more heat on his opponent. That's 2 in a row here in the 10th.
Wow, that looked right the whole way. Parker gets a huge break, and so does LAX. He trips that 6-pin. And now one more all-important fill shot. Watch this. Check out the pin action down there in the pit. 6-10 goes late. Parker's like, what? Big shot here.
To put maximum pressure on Chris Barnes, Parker Bone looking to strike out in the 10th. Can he do it? Yes, he can!
Barnes has to do the exact same thing Parker did in the 10th frame for them to win and to continue on with their quest. Otherwise, they're done. We'll have our top 4 teams headed to the league championships in Indianapolis.
Chris Barnes from the other lane with a spare the first half of this match. Now Barnes needs to mimic what Parker Bone III did to keep this magical run of the Atom Splitters alive. That's 1. Chris has said he has had problems in these type of situations, but he identified the flaw in his mental approach. Can he overcome it here? He needs 2 more strikes to win this match. One away from stealing this one away from LAX.
If he gets 9, we have a tie.
All right, come on now. More good shot.
Barnes would love to finish it right here. A strike will put LAX on the sidelines for good in this season and send the Atom Splitters into the 4th match to try to earn maximum points against the Dallas Strikers, the #1 seed. Barnes needs them all.
He gets 8, they lose by 1.
Chris Barnes comes up 1 pin short of extending this match. A strike would have won it. And all the air goes out of the room. The Silver Lake Atom Splitters nearly did what they came to do. So that's all she wrote for the Silver Lake Adams Splitters. The Dallas Strikers will be the 4th team to go to Indianapolis for the PBA League Championship. Still to come, a PBA singles title is on the line. Reigning PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash versus 2-time PBA Chameleon champion Scott Norton. Stay with us. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes. Coming up in just a few moments, the battle for the Earl Anthony Players Championship between PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash and Scott Norton. Before that, let's recap our last match of the day between the LAX and the Dallas Strikers. The 4 teams headed to Indianapolis for league championship play in 2 weeks was already decided before this one. Still, the LAX decided to show the crowd what they were capable of. Every team member throwing at least 1 strike at Dallas during the match, and while the Strikers started out strong after changing to the left lane, they couldn't keep up with Los Angeles, only managing 1 strike in the final 5 frames to lose 257-214. Still, the Strikers received 8 points for the 2nd place finish today, enough to get them into the PBA League Championship in 2 weeks. And here are the final point standings after 5 rounds of preliminary play. The New York City WTT Kingpins will be the #1 seed at the PBA League Championship, followed by the Motown Muscle, the Brooklyn Styles, and the Dallas Strikers. And you can see all the action from Indianapolis in 2 weeks. Find out who will be the inaugural Elias Cup champion on Sunday, April 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern. We finish the winter swing here with the championship match of a tournament meant to honor the memory of Earl Anthony from pin setter at an early age. He went on to become the greatest PBA player ever.
Earl's 43 career titles rank 2nd all-time, and his 10 majors stand alone. He held the titles record for 30 years until Walter Ray broke the record.
In the clip you just saw, Earl's widow Susie Anthony cheering him on, and much to our delight, she joins us here today for the tournament that honors her late husband. The Earl Anthony Trophy, the last to be given out here in Detroit at this season's winter swing, and it will go to either reigning PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash or perhaps Scott Norton, a man certainly in the running in this season's Player of the Year race.
You know, Earl didn't win his first title until after age 30. A late bloomer? Yeah, I think so.
Norton opening the match with a big strike, and that's something he threw a lot of during his first title win against none other than Sean Rash. The first 8 frames, all strikes for Norton, who crushed Rash 256-181. And this season, Norton captured Chameleon once again, this time against Jason Belmonte. Norton struck out in the 10th, forcing Belmonte to strike on his first ball in the final frame. Belmo would leave the 10, handing Scott Norton his 2nd career title. Final score 227-223. Reigning PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash on the approach now. 30 years old with 6 PBA titles. 2 of those being majors, including last season's Tournament of Champions. And a strike for the Player of the Year.
Nice start for both players. You take a look at Sean Rash's arsenal, throwing the Mean Streak Brawler, named after my co-host, Lon McCarran.
You know it. You know it.
Okay, that's not true. You're a really nice guy, as far as you know.
All right. Sean Rash has been one of the dominating bowlers on tour. Scott Norton really coming into his own. So this is really a great matchup here. Not so much luck for Rash on that lane.
I think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring match. Sean Rash drifts a little bit high, leaving a 4-pin, and we're seeing two of probably the most dominant players throughout this winter series.
Rash converts. Not happy about missing out on the double. Now Norton from Mission Viejo, California, known as the counselor because he's got a law degree and a law practice. There's the double from Norton. Greg Woodward, Scott's spouse here, sitting next to Jerome Bettis' mom. Woodward and Norton celebrated their 1-year anniversary just a few months ago. Success breeds success, as we're finding in Scott Norton.
Wow. Vicious ringing 7. Trying to get out to a real fast early lead and jump all over Sean Rash. See that 4-pin just snap right around that 7.
Norton now with his first conversion attempt. He's good. Up by 9 as Rash comes to bowl his third. Qualified second, almost 238 average, 7-2 in match play. Down by 9. Oh, wow.
Time to move, Sean.
There's Sarah Rass, Sean's wife.
After warm-ups, this pair is broken down on the right side of the lane. Sean's drifting high the last 2 shots. He's going to have to start moving in and opening up this oil pattern. 40 feet, Earl Anthony oil pattern.
As we mentioned, Sean Rash, last season's Tournament of Champions winner, and he's going to get the chance to defend that title next week at Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis. Join us for the PBA's signature event, the Tournament of Champions, next Sunday, live at 2:30 Eastern here on ESPN. Rash has taken a re-rack here, trying to stay loose. And Randy, you mentioned the oil pattern. How much does it break down just during the warm-ups?
A lot. You know, every time a bowling ball goes down the lane, that bowling ball is absorbing oil. Player can be locked in during practice, and then all of a sudden, the lights come on, ball reaction's gone. Player has to make an adjustment. More so on the right side of the lane than the left. A lot more friction on the right side than the left because there's a lot more wear. More right-handed bowlers than left-handed bowlers.
So Rash sits down after rolling his second strike of the match here in the 4th. And here's Scott Norton's arsenal.
And isn't it apropos that he's throwing the oath? Because I'm guessing he probably had to take one when he became an attorney. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, he got it. It was worth waiting for.
Well, the 4-pin was kind of leaning on it, and then another pin came over and rolled into the 7 and took care of business.
So Norton matches Rash in the 4th with a strike.
Oh!
This time not so lucky.
Boy, in just a cruel sport, isn't it? I mean, you get a great break, you come back and you fire a pretty good shot, and he leaves a stone 10. But that's the sport of bowling.
Yeah, it was
the frustrating part about it, what I'm learning, when you throw the shot you want, you throw a good ball, it hits the right spot, and the result's not there. It's mentally challenging.
A wise man once said that scores in bowling are not indicative of how well you actually throw the bowling ball.
Good break, bad break for Norton as he takes his seat.
Sean Rash can tie it up with a strike right here in the 5th.
Rash looking to double.
Lay there.
Oh, wow.
4-9 swing.
Got it up the lane again, no angle. Ball breaks loose and goes through the face, leaving the 4-9. And the pin carry thus far halfway through this title match, not very good for either player.
Sean Rash going for broke, came up broke there.
Right now, Sean Rash trailing by 24 due to the open frame. He hasn't missed the pocket yet and has not doubled.
Gone from bad to worse for the reigning player of the year. And inside Thunderbowl lanes, you can hear a pin drop, just not enough of them for Sean Rash's liking.
Last shot on this lane, he went light. This shot goes right through the nose. That ball looked like it just checked early and kept going left.
Another open for Rash. Finds himself down 35 to Scott Norton, coming up for his 6th. And it doesn't make either member of that household happy. And now Norton, and there's talk with another win this season. Norton in the equation for Player of the Year discussions.
What a way to free up your arm swing, have your opponent go back-to-back open frames.
Nice, easy, relaxed motion of Scott Norton, and a little kick. That helps. Good answer to the breaks that he got from Rash.
A couple more strikes, and Norton's going to send this one to the jury.
Verdict will be an easy one, I think, at that point. Sean Rash, and just wait and see if Norton is good enough to finish him here. 7 pin.
Good shot. Come on. Good shot.
Well, Rash still has some room. He can strike out for 214. But that would mean that Sean Rash would somehow have to be able to find the pocket for about 5 shots in a row.
Of course, Rash, Player of the Year right now after last year's results. Norton has won the PBA Rookie of the Year in the past. This is his 3rd PBA season, and looking good right here after his 7th.
Rash down 35 here, trying to collect himself and get back in this match.
That's a start.
Let's see if he can hit the left lane and give something for Scott Norton to think about. Moves in, gives the ball some room to the right. Ball recovers, and it's a nice strike there in the 7th. He's got to do the same thing here on the left lane. He's going to move in and open the lane up. He needs to adjust his ball speed just a little bit.
Wheel. Not over yet!
I was going to say it's not over yet, but Sean took care of that for me.
Sean knows full well he's got to fire himself up. So Rash, 2 opens, answers with the double.
Good shot here. Come on.
Well, Scott Norton just trying to maintain composure here. He's up to it.
One more. Come on.
Well, that's a nice answer to the Sean Rash double.
He's not the kind of guy who would come back screaming, "It's over." You don't want to do that.
He might if he strikes in this frame here.
Nice and easy.
But Norton might just be happy with avoiding disaster. Last time we saw him was last month here in Detroit, where he left the Big Four not once, but twice in the 9th and 10th frames, and it cost him the match and gave Michael Haugen Jr. the Mark Roth Classic title. So here is Norton in the 9th frame of the Earl Anthony Players Championship. Can he finish off Rash here?
Whoa, look out.
That shot not the result Norton wanted, but not the Big Four either.
Okay, now it's definitely not over yet. Rash has to strike out, but Scott Norton's letting him hang around, and that's something that can become very dangerous.
Spare it up.
And the 2-4-7's not the easiest spare to shoot at.
He got it. Spare in the 9th. Norton with the 25-pin advantage as Sean Rash gets ready for his 9th.
Goes to the rosin bag, is going to take plenty of time. Has to strike here and then a double in the 10th frame to give himself a chance here. Remember, max score for Sean Rash 214. Scott Norton is at 209. His max score 219. Whoops. Seen this one before. Back to the rosin bag. Oh, we're going to brush the shoe first. Back to the rosin bag. Exercise the demons. Go to the towel. Wipe off the oil. Go to the shoe. Just basically go through the entire routine again.
None of that was needed except for what's happening between the ears of Sean Rash.
Got to have it.
And he got it.
Well, again, no matter what, Sean Rash cannot shut out Scott Norton, but he can sure make things a lot more interesting. Norton has struck on every ball on the right lane. 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th frame. He's been perfect on that right lane.
Sean Rash trying to put more heat on Scott Norton here in this Earl Anthony Classic title match. A championship honoring the greatest PBA player ever. And that is not lost on either one of these PBA stars. Once again, Rash with the balk.
Calm the tempo down.
Replay of the 9th frame. Couple of shot clock violations for Sean Rash. And the longer Scott Norton has to sit and wait.
He's about to bring that up. Does that help maybe freeze Norton a little bit?
Without question. Flamed it. He threw it so hard.
Maybe he wanted it too badly.
Come on, Sean.
Bad shot. He just overthrew it. A little less speed. That ball recovers, but this one's just thrown too hard. Look at him come up and out of that shot, and the ball has no chance of recovering down the lane.
Just cut through that rack like a knife. A big blow to Rash's chances. Good ball from Sean Rash to close out his tournament here.
Scott Norton needs 7 on this first ball, and he's a winner.
And there it is, the upraised arms. Norton has done it again. Scott Norton is the 2013 Earl Anthony Classic champion, scoring another win over Sean Rash. A very appreciative crowd, and he will soon grasp that Earl Anthony trophy. A big finish for Norton. Susie Anthony, Earl's widow, here to witness it. Greg Woodward also here. And this will close it out. As Norton strikes out in the 10th. $219,191. Congratulations, Scott Norton. And yes, he has thrust himself into the discussion of who is this season's Player of the Year. We'll be back to wrap up this show, this PBA winter swing from Thunderbowl lanes in just a moment.
The PBA League Earl Anthony Players Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Hammer Bowling, nothing hits like a hammer. Ebonite, bowl to win. And by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side.
It was a very difficult path to travel with the long week of qualifying, but Scott Norton cut through the field of 135 bowlers to stand alone and earn that Earl Anthony Classic trophy. Well done, Scott Norton. Time for the Geico Championship recap. Randy.
Well, Lon, this is a really tight match up until the 5th frame when Sean Rash gets up and he pocketed 4 nines and he follows that up with another split. Scott Norton, well, the stage was set. He needed 7. He gets 10. Scott Norton, a winner once again on the PBA Tour. And with me, the man of the hour, Scott Norton. Describe what it means to win a tournament named after Earl Anthony.
Well, he's the best of all time. So it's amazing to even have made this show, considering only 2 people got to make it. But my mom actually bowled in this arena with Earl Anthony in the Ladies and Legends in '74. There's a YouTube clip on it if you look for it. And she knew Earl very well. They did clinics together. And it was really hard for our family when he passed as well. So to win this tournament in his name just means so much.
Your name's got to be at the top of the list at this point of the season for Player of the Year honors. What does that mean to you?
I won't say I never. It was hard to think that I would be in this position at any point, but I've worked really hard, and I've put in a lot of good mental preparation for this. So I'm just going to keep bowling as well as I can the rest of the season and see what happens.
Scott, congratulations.
Well done, Scott Norton. Our next broadcast next Sunday, the PBA Tournament of Champions on ESPN at 2:30 Eastern Time.
What a day of bowling to close out the winter swing here at Thunderbowl Lanes. 4 teams now set for the PBA League Championship in Indianapolis in 2 weeks. And we have a front runner in this season's Player of the Year race, Scott Norton, who wins his 2nd title of this season here at the Earl Anthony Players Championship. For JT Action Jackson and Randy Peterson, I'm Lon McCarron. See you next week for the PBA Tournament of Champions.